Goat is way too easy, man. Bro, why do people play this dog shit format, man? Holy.
Well, you've activated that card in my imperm column, so I'm going to negate it with 7 Tools of the Bandit by paying 1,000 of my life points.
Whoa. Can you read this card again,
Says
Judge?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What up, GOAT Format World? It's me, your boy JD, and I'm back again with another GOAT Format video. First off, I just want to say thank you to everyone who decided to come out and watch my previous video. It did way better than I thought I ever anticipated. It's got, several views on it. I got 14 subscribers that decided to come in. All my boys, you guys are all some real ones. I just wanted to take some time now and just give a few special shout outs to a few people who I really have been riding with for a while, and I really look up to. First, I want to say shout out to my boy Match TCG. If you don't know him, he's an up and coming duelist just like myself. He's also a streamer, so go check him out, Match TCG. I wanted to throw one to Necromancy for Kids. He's also a YouTuber, so if you don't know who he is, go ahead and find his channel and support what he's doing over there. Also, I want to say shout out to the homie Moxies. He's a very talented Yu-Gi-Oh player. He needs to go ahead and pick up some cards and get back on some tournaments because the season just started, and we need to get some more Moxies in our lives. Also, a huge shout out to Apoptosis and my boy Ivan Rosito. Ivan is also a champion level GOAT format player. He pointed some pretty substantial flaws he noticed in my game. One being that even on that game, if you go back and watch that last video, even on that one game that I was super tilted on, that I still had a way to win. If I'd have just went one light, one dark, brought out that Chaos Sorcerer and attacked over the DD Warrior Lady, I still could have won that first game. So that's just something that that makes the champion level players different from the casual level players who are trying to become a more competitive level player. So that's something that I definitely need to work on. Also, if you guys have GOAT format videos that you want me to see and use my silky smooth WK.9 radio voice to just commentate over, I'll be more than happy to do that as well. So anything I can do for the community to help out, please just reach out and let me know. All right, so yeah, like I said, I kind of brought it up briefly, but today, whenever this video comes out, not that today, but right now, today we had the I guess is really the beginning of the actual competitive season. The last tournament that I'm kind of covering right now is kind of like the preseason, but this is like the real season, and the big dogs were out there today. Everybody was out there, and I'm, like I said, I'm going to cover that in due time, but I really want to get back to the one that I was covering. I'm gonna go into round 2 against my match with Young Sexy MF. If you want to see that deck that I was using for that video, just go ahead and go back to the last video, and you can see that, and I'll show you in full detail. Yeah, but I like I said, round 2, after I squeaked by Shaggy Powers, and I had to go into another match with Young Sexy MF. So if you don't know who Young Sexy MF is, he is another player. I believe he's from Italy as well. I don't know what they're putting in the water in Italy, in GOAT format Italy, but it's a different situation over there. I don't know what's going on, but they have an extremely deep, talented base of players of GOAT format in Italy. For some reason, I have no clue why that is, but young Sexy MF is another one of those players, and he definitely went to Worlds. I think he got top 20, maybe even top 15. I'm not sure where he went there, but either way, in my interpretation, if you get an invite to Worlds at all, you are an elite level player, period. And also, so if you go to Worlds and you're winning rounds and you're advancing, to the top level of play, you are a S rank. He's an S rank duelist. Yeah, so I knew this information about him. And also, if you go back to that previous video again, I hate to keep pitching the same stuff, and you just look during our game, just kind of peep over in that left hand column, you'll see Young Sexy MF's name pop up in the guys watching. So he is talented enough, and he got the buy, so he's able to kind of see who's coming up next. So any element of surprise or any kind of, you know, mystery of what I was trying to do that I kind of could trick Shaggy with, that is all gone, because he knows, you know, exactly what I'm doing. And the thing I kind of want to point out about these like high ranking players, Yu-Gi-Oh is not chess. You know, they have an ELO rating system, and honestly, I believe at any point anybody can beat anybody, because there's a huge luck-based kind of situation to it. But there is a ranking system, and there are players who are better than other players. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win every time, like in chess. Whereas if I'm a 1200 rated player and I run up against an IM or a FIDE master or FM or a grandmaster, I'm not beating Nakamura. It's just not going to happen. I can play chess, and it's never going to happen. But in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's different. You can things can just come together for you, and you can get a dub on a better player. However, when you do face someone who is a seasoned S-rank duelist, there's some things that you can just count on. You're going to know that their deck is going to be built, tested, and certified, and fine-tuned. You know, every card in there is going to matter. Everything's going to count. You know that they're going to know all the rules. You know they're going to give you nothing. You know, they're not going to make a lot of mistakes. They're going to they're going to be able to quickly, deduce whatever your strategy is and immediately come up with a game plan to counter that with the cards that they have, because their deck is going to be very finely tuned. Side deck, everything is going to be critical. You're not going to see a lot of wasted movement when you're playing against these high ranking players. So it's very important, because I have lucked up and beat high ranking players. I have. It will happen, but at the same time, it's not very likely if you come in there and you're not coming correct, and you're not on your P's and Q's, because you go in there, you make the slightest mistake, they're going to capitalize on that, and they're going to destroy you, like with extreme prejudice. So that's just something to think about when you are going through this journey and you find yourself on the ladder and you start running up against these beasts. Just keep that in mind. All right, so I will go ahead and get over to the replay, but first I was outside and I was doing some stretching. I think I threw something in my back. I don't think I'm gonna be able to play today, so I'm gonna go ahead and need that sub. So make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe and spread the word. We're trying to build something here, and I really appreciate what we've got so far. So all my 14 or 15 or however many subscribers we got, you guys are the OGs. Shout out to the OGs, salute to the real ones, man. You guys are really making this thing pop. And shout out to Goat Format. Again, I can't plug Goat Format Discord enough for putting me on and sharing my video like that. It really meant a lot to me. So I'm going to continue to do this and go as hard as I can with this. And I'm whatever support you community feels you can give me, let me know, and I'm gonna continue to do it. So thank you for that. So yeah, we'll jump right into this replay. This video should be a little bit shorter because, spoiler alert, it does not go well for your boy on this one. It doesn't go well, but there's always something that you can take away and you can learn when you're playing these high-ranking people. Every time I play a high-ranking person or a world's qualified person or someone who's got some serious skill, I always take something out of that match or game, and it just makes me better. So getting blasted, getting yum-chawed, getting krillined, getting straight up wide-eyed knocked out sometimes it's just part of getting better, because it happens to every single person, and no one gets to where they get to in anything, not just Yu-Gi-Oh, but life in general, without starting somewhere. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to be on top, and if you are on top, you still can go down at any moment. All right, so here we are at the replay. I'll go ahead and I choose to go scissors, and I get to go first. It's huge for me going into this bout. I know that I'm outclassed here. My opponent has more experience than me. He's a better player than me at this point. But I'm not gonna let it get to me. I'm gonna do what I can, because, like I said, this isn't chess. Anyone can get it at any time. But at the same time, I know that I got a tall task ahead of me. I know my opponent is a Chaos Turbo player. That's what he took to the Worlds. But he can play a variety of different things, but I'm anticipating that he's playing Chaos Turbo. So it's very important that I go first. I'm hoping as the cards come out, I'm getting some really good cards. I see a lot of green. I see a lot of pot of greens and some of the power stuff, because if I can get to my power stuff before he can, then it'll just give me a chance to put something together and maybe walk away with it. But you know, that's just asking for a lot. I got to go first. Now I'm asking. I want to draw good. Hopefully they don't draw good, and then I can take the game. But it's a lot. It's gonna be a tall order. I know that going into this match.
Round one.
So again, I will choose to go first. Make sure I'm showing both hands. Okay, I draw. Okay, so just looking at my hand, I don't think I drew very well. Maybe an experienced player may look at this and be like, "Oh, that's a great hand. I love these kind of hands," but I hate getting hands like this because really I don't have a lot going on. So I got the Scapegoat, I got the Chaos Sorcerer, I got the Book of Moon, Chaos Sorcerer, and I have the Tribe Infecting Virus. On the other hand, if you look up, my opponent, he gets the Thunder Dragon, boom. He gets the Gravekeeper Spy, boom. He gets the Jar of Greed, he gets the Pot of Greed, he gets the Deco. And just looking at both of our hands, I would say that his Young Sexy MF's hand is significantly superior to my hand. And going into it, he's already at this extreme advantage just based on experience alone. That's not a good spot for your boy to be in. But you know what? Alas, that is the game, and that's how we got to ride sometimes. But I'm no wimp. You know, I'm gonna thug it out and see what I can do. So I go ahead and draw. I grab the Snatch Steal. Snatch Steal, not bad. Maybe I can do something with that later on. Maybe I can snatch one of his guys, put some pressure on. I don't know. You know, maybe later on. So I'm just looking at my hand, and I decided to just set the Book of Moon. And ironically enough, shortly after this tournament was over, like I said, I hang out in the GOAT Format Discord all the time. I'm always in there just kind of observing, and every now and then there'll be these pretty epic debates that'll come up between really good players. They'll be talking about different strategies and why they do certain things and why you shouldn't do this and why you shouldn't do that. And one scenario actually came up about this very same play that I just made right here with the setting the raw chicken Book of Moon and just saying go. And it's something I do all the time. I did it before all the time, and someone was saying, they were like, "Hey, that's like a terrible move to make." And I'm like, "Why is that? You know, I can flip their guy down, maybe I can kill it next turn, and I'm back in." He's like, "No, that's the worst thing you can do because either way, you know, you put their guy down, but they're going to get a card from you. They're getting that Book of Moon. That counts as a card. So you need to do something that's going to maximize the value of that Book of Moon. Book of Moon is the best, technically the best neg 1 in the game. That's what they say anyway. And you need to maximize it, put it to work to maybe save the monster from Snatch Steal. That's a better use for Book of Moon than just having it being down there to flip a monster face down. So armed with that information going forward, I don't think I'll be setting Book of Moons, you know, going, you know, raw chicken like that. I'll probably try to get maximum value. But also, I don't, me personally, I don't like setting Scapegoats first turn. That's a very personal preference. And you know, we got time because this. Spoiler alert, you know, this match does not go well for your boy, and it doesn't take a lot of time. So I some people want to hear, like, you know, I can regale you with a tale from my own dueling book experience, involving a hand very similar to this. So I had, you know, Scapegoats, and I got a bunch of junk that I couldn't use. I got some junk I want to save for later, and some junk, you know, some good junk, but it's just I can't do anything with this junk right now. But I got these Scapegoats, so I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and just set the Scapegoats, boom, and then just pass and say go. So my opponent goes, and they decide to go MST. So I'm like, ha, guess what? You've been outplayed because I have Scapegoats. You know, I activate my Scapegoats. You know, Joey Wheeler, a la Joey Wheeler, right? Throw them bad boys up, and boom, 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 pop my tokens on the table. Tell me why my opponent, you know, just looks at me and just goes, boom, Rescue Cat, boom, throw it to the graveyard, bring out Panda number 1, Panda number 2. Boom, just rocks my life points. I'm like, oh man, that hurt. And then he sets the Ojama Trio. He's just desserts, Secret Barrel, and you know, by the time the smoke clears, we are literally side decking. And I haven't even, like, you know, typed, hey, good luck, have fun in the little chat box. We were already in the side decking time, you know. So, and that all came from me just putting Scapegoats down. Like that was the catalyst of that whole entire event. Maybe it would have gone that way either way. They just had me that time. It was just my time. But I think me putting my Scapegoats out, even though my opponent maybe can play, you know, Cat Burn or some kind of Rescue Cat situation, I'm confident that they're on a turbo situation. So I just decided to do it anyway, just out of principle. It's the principalities, you know. So
it's the principle of the whole thing. It's principalities in this.
So I don't want to do that. So I set the raw chicken Book of Moon. Bad move. I know this now. you know, don't light me up too bad. And I say go. He goes Thunder Dragon. Again, this is very common sense stuff, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I have done this before. I'm just so bad. Like, I'll be droning sometimes on the ladder. I'll have my Thunder Dragon, I'll have my Pot of Greed, and I'll just play this Pot of Greed because I'm just so excited to throw it out that I don't forget to do the Thunder Dragon. So always do your Thunder Dragon first, then do your Pot of Greed if you have both of those cards in your hand. It's too easy. He gets the one thinning the deck a little bit more, plays the Pot of Greed, goes 1, 2, 2 more cards, and it goes Spirit Reaper. Same thing, just like last game. If Spirit Reaper is bearing down on you, you really don't have any option but to go ahead and do something about it. Either I'm gonna lose this card, which is the 1 card, which I wasn't calculating before, or I'm gonna lose 1 out of my hand. Thinking back on it, I think I play the Book of Moon, but thinking back on it, I think it would probably been better just to roll the dice and see if he can get one of these Sorks out of my hand, or something else instead of saving that Book of Moon, because that Book of Moon could have got a little bit more mileage, I think. He goes and sets the double Jar of Greed, which those Jar of Greed, they look so good. They look, to me, again, as a non super elite guy, those Jar of Greed look just like Phoenix Wing Wind Blast so much. They look like Regeki Break so much. They look like Solemn Judgment so much, and it just kind of, it messes with me big time. I need to learn how to analyze, hey, when are those going to be those discard traps, excuse me, or when are those going to be Jar Greeds? Because he had me convinced that those were Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, like hardcore, and I'm like, well, you know, that's just how it is. Or Mystical Space Typhoon. I was thinking, I mean, obviously they are what they are, but I know maybe one of them could have been Jar Greed and one of them was something, but you know, alas, I was played again. So, in fear of this being Phoenix Wing Wind Blast or Mystical Space Typhoon, I go ahead and just hard play the Scapegoats, just to make sure they get off, because you know my life points are just looking real feeble right now. And I go ahead and knock the Spirit Reaper again. I don't think that was a very good move either, looking back on it, because the Spirit Reaper is known, and at the end of the day, I do have this Tribe Infected Virus that can clear that thing off next turn. Or I have, you know, Snatch Steel that can clean it off, but I know he's got other more critical flip effects that could have ate that knock more than the Spirit Reaper. So bad play. I think I should have just let the Spirit Reaper get flipped again, and then I can kill it later on, and then wait on a different flip to get knocked. But alas, you know, we live and we learn. And I just say go. Opponent draws into another Gravekeeper Spy, and he goes Jar Greed, boom. Jar Greed, boom, and this deck is just moving. He's already at 27. I'm still at 33. He is zooming through this thing. And he gets the Solemn Judgment. Cool. Brings out the Sangin. And then Sangin just swings. Everything in this deck. This deck is built for this. You know, every card basically gets another card or gets rid of a card or stops a card. It's a very good deck for those Chaos Turbo players. Whenever I play Chaos Turbo, I just get slaughtered. So I just don't have the, I guess I don't have the skills. I'll get them someday though. I'll go ahead and draw, set the ring. Again, I'm not using my declaring my phases. I got to work on that. Opponent draws ring as well. Go ahead and keep attacking with the Sangin. Like, again, I'm not doing anything. I'm not projecting any type of strength with my moves. I'm just kind of letting whatever happens to me happens, and he's just capitalizing on that. Also, when you do hard play the Scapegoats like I did, in my estimation or my opinion, I believe that's a move of weakness. I think that's something that you do when you don't really have. So he's reading this as soon as I hard played those Scapegoats, he's like, okay, this guy doesn't have anything going on. He can't defend himself. He's struggling already. Let me just go ahead and execute and get him out of here so I can go ahead and move on to the next rounds and whatever. So that's probably what my opponent's thinking. What I'm thinking, I need to just survive the night, get me to something that can move these cards around, and then I can make something happen. But you know, we'll see. He goes in and sets the Gravekeeper Spy, sets the Ring of Destruction, says go. It's on me. I get the Mystic Tomato. Again, I'm trying to. I'm convinced now that these were Jar Greeds. Now these are definitely Wing Blast. I think I'm just playing around too much stuff. I should have just did what I'm going to do and let it happen. Or Sakuretsu Armor. I had this Mystic Tomato. I'm like, all right, if I just set it, maybe he can attack into it, or he can even knock this thing and get him out of the way, and I can, maybe Faith can come on. I don't know what I'm thinking. I probably should just summoned it and just start swinging on something, swing on this Sangin or something. But alas, I went ahead and just set it. It's probably not the worst play, but definitely, again, it's just a very weak thing to do. Everything I do is, so far in this match, everything I've done has been from a position of weakness, and that's not, like, it doesn't feel comfortable to be there. Again, the hits just keep on coming. You know, my opponent has already done the Thunder Dragon deal. He draws right into Grace of Charity, and I'm like, oh, it's just all happening. It's just steamrolling at this point, just going downhill. And just go ahead, hey, if you've been here before, if you've been in this exact position that I am, where you just don't have a lot going on, and you know your opponent's he's going full ham on you. How do you get around that? Just go in the comments and go and interact and let me know what you guys think and how do you respond mentally to this kind of thing happening to you, and what do you do? Do you just fold? Do you just like, hey, I'm going to quit now and save the time and just go to game 2? And you know, because at this point he knows if you go back, like I said, go back, watch. Young Sexy MF is in the watchers area over there, so he knows my whole deck. He knows everything I got and what I have access to, because he's a very smart player, and he's in tune to what's going on. So there's no surprising. I should probably just fold it right here and just save the time. But again, I'm here to learn, and you're gonna beat me. You're gonna have to take it. And in order to beat me, you need to reduce my life points to 0. That's how I see it. I don't want to yield. Never give up, never surrender type thing. So he flipped the Gravekeeper Spy and went ahead and attacked a couple of the tokens. And instead of letting him kill the token, I went ahead and activated my ring. One, just to get that thing out of the way, because it's pretty beefy guy. It's hard to move with the current cards I have in my deck now. And also, I wanted him to leave me 1 goat so I can have a little bit of defense for the next round, just in case things continue to go spiral out of control. But alas, he sees that. He probably reads Metamorphosis, and he's like, all right, let me just go ahead and get that thing out of here. Give him nothing. He wants me to have nothing, and then so he can just easily just continue the assault on my life points. He goes 1 light, 1 dark, and just yeets my last token. Cool. And then it sets the Dekoichi, and he's got, you know, 5 on the board, 3 in the hand. I got 4 in the hand. 2 of them are extremely dead. 1 of them is going to get negated, and 1 is probably going to get killed as well. So I'm in a terrible spot. But I'm like, okay, I draw this Royal Decree, which, I mean, whatever. I'm like, I'll set the Royal Decree, and I'll say go. My thought process is either if I can survive 1 more turn, I can then play the Royal Decree, and then I can use this tribe freely, because I'm thinking like now I'm gonna get like I can get Wing Blast right here, but maybe I don't know what I was thinking. I was just trying to make something happen. Opponent draws Mirror Force, flips the Dekoichi, gets BLS, and it's just, you know, this is super game. Brings out a BLS. He's like, okay, I'm sensing all this weakness. Let me just obliterate you. And he just completely just sends all the troops. Like, this right here is just, you know, game time. Like, it's nothing. So I'm like, all right, you know what? It was a good experience. I had fun. Not really, but you know, that is the way this game goes sometimes. And fun story. I gotta regale you with another. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I reference Dragon Ball Z all the time. And this game in particular reminds me of that time when Goku, you know, he just got back, and he had to get on the little space pod and fly off to Namek, and he had to link up with the buddies, and they were getting beat up by the Ginyu Force, and he shows up. But in that little space pod, his little training time, he has a little gravity Tron machine, and he's like, you know, doing a thing, and then he hits the space storm or whatever, and it knocks out his gravity machine, and he's just like, oh damn, you know, and it just sticks him to the ground. He's just getting bodied all the time by the machine. He's like, hey, this is what it's going to be like. I need to start training like that. So this is, if you want to be where these guys are, this is what it's like that is what's going to happen. You got to be able to beat that, which is a very, very hard thing to do. So you know, it's a good learning experience. I learned, hey, I need to not draw so bad. I need to be more aggressive, even if, you know, just standing by waiting on something to happen ain't the play all the time. So side decking, you know, I think I brought the Zombiras in. I brought in maybe some Regeki breaks or something, just to kind of help myself a little bit, and hopefully, you know, it just goes a little bit better. So again, I get to go first, which is pretty chill. And I draw Thunder Dragon, Heavy Storm, Magician of Faith, Scapegoat, Zumbira, Metamorphosis. This hand is much better because it has cards that I can actually, you know, put on the field. It has things I can do, and I think this is a better hand overall. So I think now that I'm confident that he's not on a rescue cat situation, I think I feel different about my Scapegoats, and I have this Metamorphosis that I can go ahead and just start, you know, using those bad boys on them and getting Thousand Eyes out here and helping me. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play the Thunder Dragon, of course. Get 2 more. Dope. Love to see it. And I'm going to set the Scapegoats, and I'll say go this time. And hopefully, you know, things will be a little bit different. He goes Upstart, which is sick for him. Pot Agree, which is also sick. And I'm just like, man, this can't be happening again. Like, can I get some relief, please? You know, he gets the Snatch Steal and the Mobius. Brings out the Spirit again, you know. I'm like, okay, very, very similar to the last game. This time I go ahead and play those Scapegoats, you know, safely, protect my life points, bring some guys out, and I'm cool with that. And he processed the Heavy Storms. So all my newer crew to goats, you gotta be careful because these good players, they're doing this. This is something that good people are doing these days. They will put the Heavy Storm down to convince you to set multiple things, and then they're just going to flip that bad boy over and just blow your whole situation away. So be warned that this is something that is happening out here in these streets. It's called a pro set Heavy Storm. That's something. So I'm thinking maybe it's Jar Greed. It could be anything. So I'm like, okay, I know I probably rush this too because I know I want to get Thousand Eyes out here and just kind of just slow it all down because it's all going too fast. I need to just get Thousand Eyes out as soon as I can and just go slow. Make them use something to get rid of this Thousand Eyes and just bring it all to a halt. So if I want this to go off without a hitch, I need to go ahead and get rid of this back row, which could be one of those discard traps that I mentioned earlier. Solemn Judgment. It could be something that can just stop my play, and I want to make sure that my play goes off. It was a Heavy Storm, which is cool for me. I go ahead and meta here, and I go Thousand Eyes right now. And again, fun fact for people who don't know a lot of the rules. Again, if you don't know the rules, go to goformat.com, read the rules. But if you target Thousand Eyes, if you target Spirit Reaper with Thousand Eyes effect, he does in fact become attached. So just something that you can not argue about too much on the ladder, because this is a conversation that happens every day. I'm playing someone who doesn't really know a lot of the rules. This is something they're like, hey, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't. Oh yes, you can. You know, so it's been patent. You know, it's done. Spirit Reaper can go on Thousand Eyes, and that's just how it is. He knows this. He knows the rules, obviously, so he's just fine with it. And I go ahead and swing for 300. And I'm like, okay, at least the game can just stop for a second. He can't use his flip effects. He can't hurt me too bad. I can just kind of cruise a little bit, get some more cards, see some stuff, and maybe I can put it together. He does have this Snatch Deal. He brought the Mobius in because he saw, or he knew I had Royal Decree already. He didn't even have to see it because he watched my previous game. And he's like, I'm gonna get this Mobius out and just kind of crack him before it even becomes a problem. Sets the MST and just says go. I draw into Raigeki Break. I go ahead and just swing in for 300. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing damage. Just a couple more of these and I'll be out of here. Sets the Raigeki Break and says go. He draws into the Sangan, which is good for him. Brings out the Sangan and just kind of, you know, says go. I draw another set of Scapegoats, and then I go ahead and Raigeki Break the Sangan, which is, you know, that sucks. You hate to see it, especially, you know, that Raigeki Break could have been hitting something way more cooler than a Sangan, but it is what it is. I'm trying to get more. My goal on this one was just get more aggressive, and I want to just do something. I want to do it. I want to keep going. And I go ahead and Raigeki Break the Sangan. Probably not the worst thing. Definitely not the best thing. Could have been anything else. Could have just stalled it out and just did nothing. That would probably been better than that. But, you know, alas. He gets a Tsukiyomi, and I'm like, you know, I have really nothing going on that can stop Tsukiyomi from just absolutely, you know, getting rid of this guy. Maybe I should just set something and hope for the best. I hit him with it, and I just say go. I probably should have set the Magician of Faith right there, and then let Tsukiyomi come, kill Thousand Eyes, and then get back nothing. These spells really don't. Or get back my meta, I guess, and then bring them back out again. That was stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I didn't. This is what I did. I was like, okay. He did his job. He got some damage in. He got his spirit out of the way. Whatever. Life goes on. And Thousand Eyes falls. He goes in and sets Solemn Judgment. I'm like, cool. He's got 2 down. I got this Heavy Storm. Maybe I can just play it and get a slight plus on him. And I draw. Thank goodness I got Pot of Greed, because now I could probably make something happen with this Pot of Greed. But again, same thing. Another conversation is like, hey, what should you Solemn Judgment? When should you use Solemn Judgment? What's the best way to? Because Solemn Judgment, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful cards in this format as well. Definitely. Again, these are all warning. The next scene contains an opinion, so be careful. Tread softly, but a powerful card. A lot of people are using it in 3s. I know all the Warriors are using them. A lot of Chaos Turbos are using them now. They're just getting worked into a lot of different decks. Everyone has them. They're very powerful. It comes at a pretty steep cost early on, but later on it's basically free. And it's a super good card. But a conversation was, hey, when do you use the Solemn Judgment? Do you use it on this? Do you use it on that? Do you use it early? Do you use it late? And the consensus that I got, hey, if you have it and someone has Pot of Greed, Solemn Judgment on Pot of Greed is better most times than not. So I don't want to, I've never, this is me learning. That's something that I picked up. Like, hey, I will use Pot of Greed more often I'll use Solemn Judgment on Pot of Greed more often than I won't. So that's pretty interesting. So I know I have that, and I know I have this Heavy Storm, and I know he could potentially have Solemn Judgment down here. So if I play my Pot of Greed, there's a good chance that my opponent is going to go ahead and just play Solemn Judgment and ruin it, and I don't want that to happen. So he's got the 2. I go ahead and play the Heavy Storm, and I notice I've been shuffling my hand a lot more, which is something again you should do. If you don't shuffle your hand, maybe not obnoxiously just shuffling every 15 seconds, but definitely whenever you draw a card, you should definitely shuffle your hand on this dueling book thing. It's in real life, of course, you're going to do it, but on the DB, because I usually didn't do that. I would draw, and I would just keep it in order that it's in, and your opponent, they're looking at that and they can see like what's new, what's old, what's trash, what's not, and they can deduce all that too. Because again, they're always collecting all information that you're giving out. So if you're not shuffling your hand, they're going to start tracking what's in your hand and what's dead and what's not, and and it's just going to be bad for you. So just shuffle. Takes a second. And I'm starting to do that more or incorporate that into my game as well. So I go and rip the Heavy Storm. He thinks for the briefest of seconds, he's like, I'm not going to play it because he's good. Like, why save the MST? And I go and play the Pot of Greed. He's like, okay, nice, good for you. And I get the Trap Dust Shoot, which I brought those in, and I go ahead and set the Magician of Faith. I'm like, okay, worst case, I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have set the Zombira and just let that get knocked, because I figured maybe he might have a knock. But I go ahead and set the Magician of Faith because I want to try to get the Pot of Greed back. I need to take any risk I can, and worst case, he'll just knock it, and then he's going to lose his 2, and that's going to help me more than it's going to hurt him, and hurt me less than it's going to help him. Does that make sense? What am I talking about? It's going to help me and hurt him more than it hurts me. Yeah, so something like that. I don't know. Edit. So yeah, and I set the Trap Dust Shoot. What I should have done, looking back at it, I probably should have just done nothing, set the goats, set the Trap Dust Shoot, freaking flipped it over, had him reveal his hand and see the knock, and then maybe I could have saved the face. But at the same time, I kind of wanted the Faith to get knocked, because once he starts flipping, if he's flipping his face and getting his Pot of Greeds back, it hits way different than if I'm flipping my Faith to get my Pot of Greeds back. So if that makes sense, I want him. If I would knock my own Faith at this point, just get his out. That's where I'm at with it. But I'm ranting again. Oh, again, if you look over in the watches right now, you see X23S. He gets the winner of this game. So just a little. Again, he knows what young Sexy's doing. He knows what I'm doing, and it is what it is. So I set the phase. Boom. He goes Regeki Break. I go Trap Dust Shoot in the standby phase this time. I send back the Tsukiyomi. He doesn't have Chaos is not live yet, even though Thunder Dragon is a thing that can easily draw and bring that thing to life. Breaker's not doing anything because I don't have anything in the back row. I want him to maybe attack this instead of knocking it. I don't know. Mobius, whatever. I don't know. I send the Tsukiyomi back because I want my Thousand Eyes to get back on the field at some point and slow this thing back down. Maybe that was a wrong call. What would you guys have sent back in this situation? Please let me know because I need some help. He goes in and slaps down the knock. Cool, whatever. He gets rid of 2 this time. He gets rid of 2 face, so he must have taken 1 out. I get rid of 3, which again, not the end of the world. That's life sometimes. I go ahead and draw the breaker, and I know that this is Raigeki break. So I'm like, okay, I need to clear this Raigeki break before I, do anything else. I wanted to get it gone. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out the breaker. And also I knew that in his hand, I knew that in his hand he didn't have, because I just played the Trap Dust Shoot. I knew that in his hand he didn't have a lot of cards that are just wasted stuff. All this stuff is really good and the stuff he's going to want to keep. So if I bring out the breaker and break this, he can play it, kill my breaker, or go for whatever reason. But he's going to have to discard one of these real cards, like actual cards, not some Thunder Dragon or some Sinister Serpent or some Night Assailant nonsense, like actual stuff. So, and I was fine with that. I was really cool. I was really cool with that happening. So I break the Raigeki break and he didn't use it. That's some next level. That's next level play right there, because maybe he's got this snatch, he's got this Mobius. He doesn't use it, and I'm fine with that, because I'm thinking he's probably just gonna snatch my guy, and then he's going to bring out Mobius maybe, and then he's gonna just bonk me for 24, and life's gonna happen. But I have this. I'm not too worried about Mobius because I know I have this Tsukiyomi, and Tsukiyomi beats Mobius all the time. So, or he can just bring out his breaker, and then just attack over my breaker, and then just have it be that way too. But whatever, man. That is life. But Tsukiyomi can also outclass breaker as well. My opponent draws into the Delinquent Duo, which again sucks. Slaps that bad boy down as well. Rolls, and he hits the 3. 3 is going to be scapegoats again. Whatever, that's how it is. Not too concerned with it. I throw the Thunder Dragon, not a big deal. He brings out the breaker, gains a counter, goes with 19, kills my dude. Again, not the end of the world. I kind of anticipated that would happen. Fine with it. He did his duty for Queen and Country. I draw into my own Chaos Sorcerer. Let's see if I check the graveyard. Damn it. I need to. But it's fine, because I actually got, which is fine. You can do what you're going to do. Maybe I'm about to play it, but if I'm not going to play it, I shouldn't check. I should know that that's ready to rock, and I shouldn't have to check. I bring out the Tsukiyomi, flip the breaker face down, and I go ahead and kill it. Why did I do that? What the hell am I doing? Think. Why in the hell did I do that? Because I know he's got this. I know he's got this snatch deal. That's something to think about. That makes you wonder. Do I know he has a snatch deal? Was that in the? I gotta check the tape. If not, I'll edit all this out. But if he did have this snatch deal, then that was just a horrible thing to do, because I'm not doing anything. And that's another thing someone brought up to me as well from the last video, is that bringing out Chaos Sorcerer like this, just raw chicken like that as well, with no type of protection, just to do damage, it's all well and good. But if he's coming out, he needs to be banishing something just to get that plus off. So just bringing him out like that is not good, especially if you know your opponent has a snatch deal. That's definitely not a thick brain activity. That's very thin brain activity, not thick brain activity. You need thick brain activity moves out here. So I bonk for 23. Suit comes back and say go. I don't think I know he has that snatch. I think he drew into that snatch later on, or maybe no, he did. He definitely had that snatch on the Trap Dust Shoot. Why the hell did I bring that thing out? That's embarrassing. That is just pathetic. Whatever. Life goes on. So he plays a snatch, obviously, and he goes ahead and banishes the token, which is fine. But he does me some graceful charity, and he puts that thing in defense mode, which is thanks. He's trying to help me out. I don't know what he's doing here. I don't know why he did that. Maybe he's just trying to play around Mirror Force or something like that. Or maybe he didn't want me to just start ramming dudes and I still have light and dark. I don't know why he, I don't know why. Maybe conserve life points for BLS. I'm not sure, but he put it in defense mode, which is great for me because I have this heavy hitter coming out, and I go ahead and knock out my own dude for no damage because in defense, and I get 1,000 because of the snatch steal, which is cool. You know, that worked out. I mean, that was a terrible play on my part. He gave me some handouts on that one and let me back in on that one. He goes in and flips the spy, gets the other one, plays the upstart again. Same thing with Thunder Dragons. If you know you're going to play the upstart, go ahead and flip, clear any other Great Fever spies out of your deck, and then play it. So it'll break your heart if you draw that other upstart goblin right there. He goes in and sacks the Grave Keeper Spy for Mobius. Kills the goat. Beats over Zombira, which is, you know, that's a tragedy. But at this point, he knows I have the Tsukiyomi, and I can just easily just flip him down, smack for no damage, and that didn't happen. And go back to my hand. I set the knock, which is probably, again, that's something I gotta stop doing. I just want to. I mean, it worked for me last game, just setting bluffs like that. But maybe it won't work against my opponent here. Maybe he'll just get rid of it or something. So I should probably keep that knock in my hand from now on instead of doing that. But now he gets into his light situation with these Thunder Dragons, and now he's about to just activate all of his chaos that he's got. Here he goes, Thunder Dragon. He gets out Thunder Dragon and Thunder Dragon, and go and switch to defense, and he just says go. Interesting. He didn't want to risk this face down. Again, maybe it could have been torrential, which would have been just horrendous for him. But he didn't want to deal with that. So he just decided, I'm not doing anything. Why would I waste my time, you know, getting blown out by torrential when I could just sit here and wall up and make him do something to me? So I bring out Tsukiyomi on the Grave Keeper Spy. I play the knock like a child. I probably should have done something different there as well. That was a childish thing to do. And I go ahead and hit him for 1,100 because I'm looking at these life points, and I'm like, man, his life is getting super low. I know I got this ring. I got, you know, I'm at 10,000. He's at 1,100. I got a ring somewhere in these 19 cards. Something can happen. I can pull this off. I just gotta survive. If I could just survive, I can do this. So I set the goats and pass. He draws in the Morphing Jar. He goes, there's 1 light, 1 dark, bring out Chaos Sorcerer. And he's like, I gotta get this game over with because he's got too many life points, and I don't have a lot going on right now. That's what my opponent's thinking. I'm thinking anyway. So he goes in and tries to swing in for 23, and I play goats right here. And he hits 1. Sacks it up for a Thunder Dragon. The reason why he does that, I believe, and Young Sexy, you can hit me up if you're watching this, but I'm thinking he's doing that just to protect against. Did I play Snatch Steal already? Yeah, I think Snatch Steal is a win. BLS, if I can get BLS right now, that would still be pretty huge for me. If I can get, you know, 1,000 Eyes would be pretty good. I think even maybe I would probably use it and just win as well. Metamorphosis would be great. So I think he set this down just to kind of take out at least a couple of cards that I can't use against him. But I draw the stupidest Sinister Serpent. So the stupidest, dumbest Sinister Serpent you can get. I'm like, you could have been meta and I could have just went ahead and won. But alas, it was not. I'm going to set the Sangan pass. He draws to Dekoichi. He goes and flips the Thunder Dragon, and he rips into the Sangan. And I'm like, okay, cool. Already got my Sinister Serpent, so I just go ahead and get Spirit, but just in case he starts getting super aggro again, I can go ahead and wall up, and then maybe I can just stall him out, you know, because I got all these life points. I can just stall. Right now, what I'm thinking is I'm just going to keep stalling until I get ring, wait for a good opportunity, flip the ring, and just win. That's my plan right now. Maybe that's a bad plan. I don't know, but I got 10,000 life points. I'm not feeling too terrible. Okay, now I get the metamorphosis that I should have got last turn, which would have been so sick. But I didn't get it. I go ahead and play. I go ahead and play the meta now. Go ahead and Thousand Eyes, and I go after the set. Reason being is because the last thing I need is for him to start cycling Magician of Fates on me and getting back his pot of greed. I don't need that right now in my life. You know, he can just bring out this Sork, banish my guy, and flip Magician of Faith, and it's just, you know, 10,000 is a lot, but you can get through 10,000 real quick with BLS and all those dudes swinging on you. So I decided to just go ahead and take the set, take no chances, make no mistakes, I guess, and just play it on the safe side because I have time. And I have this Tsukiyomi. He knows I have this Tsukiyomi, and I could just kind of start plussing his guys with the Thousand Eyes shenanigans, and we'll do it that way. He goes ahead, and now that play he just made. Let me go and pause right here for again. This is targeting the newer players because again, when I'm playing on the ladder, at least I would say at least once every 2 days, this play comes up that he just made, and it's really irritating because. A lot of people coming from the newer game, especially coming into GOATs, they get really jaded when someone does this because this is a legal play, what he just did. If you notice, he had Thunder Dragon in his hand. He didn't have a light in his graveyard, so he just discarded Thunder Dragon to look for another Thunder Dragon in his deck, which doesn't exist because he already got all 3 of them. That's called failure to find. That's a real thing that you can do in GOATs. Please spread the word because that comes up so often, and it's super annoying. Or it's annoying to me, and I'm super chill on the ladder. I don't care. I'll sit there and explain rules all day and talk to everyone that I play against. But a lot of these people who are just ladder grinders, man, it's just super annoying to constantly, hey, yes, you can do that. Here are the rules. You know, just help everybody. Help me, help you, help yourself, and you know, don't be that person. You can definitely do that in GOATs. Maybe I've never played anything beyond GOATs. I don't know any of the new modern stuff in any form at all. So I don't know what happens after GOATs, but you definitely can do this maneuver in GOATs, and it's very legal. So he just discards his Thunder Dragon because he needs the light in order to bring out the Chaos Sorcerer. Which I'm like, okay, cool. That sucks, but it is what it is. Banishes my guy, attacks into the Spear Reaper, and sets the Morphin Jar. Says go. I go ahead and throw out the Tsukiyomi. I go ahead and set the Sork, and when I go Nobleman again, playground stuff, man. I used to do that way. That's elementary right there. And I don't attack because I don't want to. Maybe it's another spy. Maybe he had a spy in his hand the whole time. I don't want to just, you know, give him. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why I didn't play that, but I probably should have. Looking back, I probably should have just swung into the set. That would have been so sick, or not. What do you guys think? Should I have attacked there? Let me know. He draws into Blade Knight. Blade Knight comes down. He hits into both my tokens, and I'm fine with this because Tsukiyomi can just kill Blade Knight again. But again, I probably shouldn't because it's just going to fill him with another light. So he just BLS my face off. That's probably not the best thing to do. You know, active. If he's got, you know, no lights and his chaos is dead, you need to figure out a way to keep it that way. Maybe I should not kill that thing, but alas, I'll be out here wilding. I go ahead and normal summon the Tsukiyomi again. Flip down the Blade Knight. Dude, if I'd have known, I wish I'd have known that's Morphin Jar set right there. I never would have guessed in a 1,000 years that he had Morphin Jar set right there. Because that would have been so sick. I could have set this and hit the Morphin Jar and then duo. That would have been so nice. But alas. Kill the Blade Knight like a straight scrub. And then I play the scrubbiest, stupidest duo you can ever play. Oh, man. It's such a dumb one. This is a dumb duo. Like, I was just like, in my own head, I was like, womp, 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 just sad clown voice in my head. I'm like, dude, I felt so stupid. Because you duo for one. And I was like, man, this is the way he played me. He played me, absolutely outclassed me, he outplayed me in every way, because that Serpent looked exactly like BLS. Like, I'm talking exactly like BLS. That Blade Knight looked like a guy who's trying to get another light so he can bring out BLS and just completely just start waxing my buns. And it just had me convinced that was BLS. I was like, all right, here we go. BLS is gone. Boom. Here he is. And he played me. He got me. You know, so he got the duo for a Serpent, 1,000 life points, and just one card. It was so stupid. But he gets the Mirror Force, no big deal. Gets his Serpent back and just really rubs it in my face with it. Sets Mirror Force, flips the Morphing Jar, and I'm like, whoa, dude, sick. And he draws his 5. I draw my 5. I get Ring of Destruction, Trap Dust Shoot, Sunfire the Dark, Metamorphosis. I brought in one of these Share the Pains just, you know, just for memes, I guess. I don't know why I brought that in. He gets Graceful Charity, Noble Cross out, Ring of Destruction, Jar Creed, Koichi. So again, he's like, okay, it's comeback time. He draws double Judgment, Mind Control. He throws out the Jar Creed because if you notice, he only has 4 cards left in his deck, which is huge for me. And he throws out Ring of Destruction. He plays Mind Control, go ahead and killing the Spirit Reaper. Thank you for your service, Spirit Reaper. You did a great job. And he goes ahead and sets it to Koichi. Now, if I were him, I don't know what you guys think. I can't, I mean, it's not my place to kind of say what's right or what's wrong, but I would definitely stop drawing if I were him because I have 9. He has 4. Decking out is on the table at this point. I probably would have just chilled with the drawing, but I got my win condition right here and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Although he just drew the double protection to that, which super sucks, man. Where the hell was this thing at all those turns ago? He goes ahead and swings for 700, 1600. I eat it. No big deal. No big deal. Not in the world. He sets all that and passes. So my Dust Shoot is now super extremo dead. I'm gonna set it anyway. I set the Share the Pain. I set the Metamorphosis. I set the Dust Shoot, and I summon the Zombira, the Zombirid one. And I'm like, if I could just hit this damn rock right here, if I can hit this Morphing Jar, I could just win right now. Let's do it. Let's let it happen. I go ahead and swing. Mirror forces my face off. Saw it coming. Whatever. It's worth a shot. I got all these life points. He's got 4 cards left. Whatever. He draws the BLS. Gets back the Serpent. Okay, we're on. He flips the Koichi, gets another card, gets Tsukiyomi. And I'm like, man, I'm really sweating because I'm like, I got 69. It's not nice.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, he switches the guy to defense. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, boom, E14. I go and try to ring right now. And I'm like, please just go through. He's Solemn Judgments to ring. And I'm like, no, why? So he's down to 550, hits me for 14, hits me for 16. And I'm like, okay, just keep fighting. You can do this. Don't give up. He's got 2 cards left. You can make it. He go ahead and sets the Sinister Serpent and passes. I draw my own BLS and I'm like, okay, it's not over. You know, it's never over. It's not over till it's over. I go ahead and I go ahead and slap that bad boy down. I'm like, bro, do something about this. He go SJ on the BLS. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Come on, man. Give me a break, dude. It is so hard to beat. He's got 2 cards left in his deck. He's just still like fighting like it's very, very, very difficult to take a game off of one of these players. I do 1 light, 1 dark for the BLS. So I'm like, okay, does he have something else? Is there more? I go ahead and summon the Tsukiyomi. And I'm thinking, I'm like, he's got 2 cards left in his deck. If I can set this Morphing Jar and then just attack it, I can win because I have 7 cards. Let's see what happens. So I set it, swing on it, and I get a game. And I'm like, whew, that was tough. A lot had to go in my favor that game. I went through his whole deck. I saw all of his cards. He made some great plays. He gave me some charity, like putting that Sork to defense mode, basically let me back in. I probably should have got blown out from that point. That was one error that he may have done that kind of changed the game a little bit in my favor. But you know, shout out to him. That was a great game. I learned so much from that. And you know, it was a good experience. I did take a game. It kind of boosted my confidence, and it let me know like, hey, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can play with the big dogs. You know, maybe I can run on these levels. Maybe I can run in these fields. I don't know. It's something. Who knows? It's very interesting to get a game. So now that I did get a win, you know, I'm kind of relaxed a little bit. The balls is in his court. You know, him being the more elite player, me being, you know, me being basically a nobody on these streets, like a newer player, very low experience, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so the ball is on him. The pressure is on him. Like I'm just who am I? If I lose, I was expected to lose. But if I can win, he's now have to explain to all the people like, hey, who who's this guy? Why did you lose to him? What's going on? Like, what's happening? You know. So he's under the pressure. He's under the knife. I'm just kind of chilling. You know. So
Final round.
that's where I'm at.
Fight.
Game 3. I kind of met some of my goals of what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to show like, hey, I can play this game a little bit. And now he's gonna come at me with everything he's got because he's like, I can't go out like that. I'm not, you know. And spoiler alert again. I mean, I don't want to spoil. I don't know how YouTube. I'm learning how to do this YouTube thing. I probably should stop spoiling all my videos. But Young Sexy MF actually goes on to win this entire tournament. So, fun fact, if you didn't already know that, this has happened. This is in the past. So he goes first. He goes in and sets the spy, and he sets the Regeki break, which is dope. And right on. Oh man, I hate to see it. So I open Royal Decree, Scapegoat, Sinister Serpent, Thunder Dragon, Snatch Deal. If this Thunder Dragon had turned out to be Graceful Charity, we in it. We're in it. Like, some things can happen. But alas, I get a double Thunder Dragon situation. I'm like, this is the last thing your boy needs. I need to have good cards. I need to have good draws. I need to open really strong. I need to open really aggressively, and I need to take it to him, because right now I won a game. He might be overextended. He might be trying to just really crush me now. So I need to get out, and I need to go out quick. And that's not how you do it. Opening double Thunder Dragon and a Sinister Serpent, that ain't even the wave, dude. That is not even nearly the wave. But you know what? I'm gonna thug it on out. I'm not gonna, you know, that's how it is. So I throw out this one Thunder Dragon, and then when I pull again, I know my opponent. I know he knows the vibes. He knows what's going on. When he sees me put that one Thunder Dragon in my hand, it's all systems go. He's like, I'm about to smoke this dude, because my hand is dead. He knows I have 2 whack cards in my hand that can't really do anything automatically. These 2 of these cards in my hand can't do a damn thing. And he knows like it's time to just go ahead and smoke. So that sucks for me. I go ahead and set the Decree, and I set the Scapegoats. I set the Decree because I know he's playing Solemn Judgments now, and if I can get this Decree up, it might just, maybe he's got like a bunch of traps in his hand, right? Something a little more you know, in your face, but this hand just isn't giving me the tools I need to do what I want to do with. So it's not looking good for you. It's not looking good for your boy. He draws and gets the upstart. Again, flips the spy, which is the correct thing to do. Clear your deck, because the last thing you want to do is go and play this upstart and then get another spy out, and you're just going to look real dumb. Especially, I think he's only running the 2 spies at this time. Plays the upstart, gets Deco, and go ahead and swings at me for 12. And I just go ahead and take it, because I'm like, I got these goats, but I want them to last. You know, if I could just get them picked off by all these guys, it's kind of a waste. So I just go ahead and take the 12. I probably shouldn't even set the goats in the first place, but it is what it is. So I go ahead. I don't know why I didn't play this Royal Decree in the end phase. I don't know what I was doing there. That was a pretty stupid thing to do as well. Oh, because I was thinking maybe he could have just Phoenix Wing Wind Blasted it, or Solemn Judgment it, or something. He could have just killed it anyway. So I was thinking maybe I could just wait a little bit. I'll bring out the Zombira, and I go ahead and swing on the defense position. Okay, I do that because I think I don't know why I did that. Maybe just because I wanted to get it off the field now, instead of having to just sit there for an eternity, because I have to wait on the next Zombira to come through. But I figure if I can just get it out now, even though he can just switch this on the defense, it really don't matter. I just wanted to get one of them gone. I probably should just got rid of this one and got some damage in. But again, what am I thinking? I don't know. I'm not thinking. That's my problem. Because he can just switch this one to defense, and he's right back where he was. So why go for the defense? Just go for the one that's an attack. Bruh. Come on, man. I got to get good. I got to work on it. It's a work in progress. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's going to take some time. But again, this tournament, no excuses, but this tournament was pretty late at night, and your boy was kind of tired because coming off of work and then going right into this is just, you know, it is what it is. No excuses. He's in it. It's like 2 a.m. his time. So if anybody's making excuses, it should be him instead of me. So he goes ahead and just says, you know what? I know for a fact that your hand is weak. I know that I'm a better player than you. I know you can't stop what I'm about to do. I know your deck. I know where you're at. Let me just go ahead and start chaosing your face off right now and just get this game over as quick as I can. So he goes and brings out the Sork. puts this guy in defense and just starts battling for 14. I go and play the scapegoats now. Probably shouldn't have done it, but it's definitely something. Something, whatever. Protect my life points. Keep that damage off a little bit. Give me a chance. He goes ahead and sets the SJ now, because now he's got his Chaos Boy. He can protect him with that no matter what. And you know, life's going to continue to be great for him. I go ahead and try to Royal Decree right now, and then he says, you know, let's go ahead and just end phase Regeki break. Which again, that is another conflict that comes up a lot on the ladder when you're playing against people who are newer to the format. You can in fact chain a trap card to Royal Decree. So I play the Royal Decree. He chains the Regeki break to the activation of Royal Decree. That goes off. Royal Decree is in fact destroyed. It does not negate this. That's not how chaining works. Again, go to the website, look at the rules, and it'll help you have a much better experience if you know what's going on. I think that's something that's a huge benefit. Or just start playing unrated and just find somebody to kind of coach you along or whatever. And that's definitely something that happens a lot. Somebody's like, oh, you play Royal Decree, and I'll do what he did to someone else, or Dust Tornado or something like that. And I'm like, you can't do that because it's getting traps. I'm like, dude, it don't work like that. So, you know, save yourself the heartache and the pain, and just kind of, you know, we can learn together. If you don't know, if you can't be blamed for something that you didn't know. But now, if you're watching this video, now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Make sure you share this video with some of your friends who also may not know, and let's get this thing. Let's make it happen. He gets back the serpent, and my hand is just not good. I got this snatch, and I want the snatch to go off, so I'm really trying to time it right. I get the face banished again, which I'm fine with that. Again, he's put all three of his back in, so he's in full turbo mode now. I get him all out of there. He's in full assault on my life points. And he's going after the hand. And he rolls. Please don't get the snatch steal. Okay, he didn't get the snatch steal. Good. Finally something decent happened for me. I draw, I get the Noble and the Cross out. And I said, to hell with it. I go ahead and try to snatch the Chaos Sorcerer. Switch to attack. And I was thinking about just going ahead and swinging on somebody, just trying to get some damage up. You know, because I know this game is already spiraling out of control, and I'm feeling the L is imminent. But at least I don't want to get just perfect out of my face. I can at least get some damage in and make it save face a little bit. But maybe this is Sakuretsu, or maybe this is something. Let's just go ahead and just let's just banish. And I banished the Spirit Reaper because I don't want to get the rest of my cards taken from me. And you know, that was my thought process behind that. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. You let me know. I set the Sinister Serpent, which is probably a bad play. That thing can get knocked and obliterate me again. He draws it to the Mobius, which is huge, because he can just sack up the Mobius, get the snatch out of here, go ahead and go to battle, hit over because he knows this is nothing. He knows he can get over it with this thing, and he's in the fully seated in the driver's seat of this match, and it's like not even close. And he just bashes me for all this damage, and I'm up against it. I'm like, okay, that's a stupid thing to draw at this time. Get back my Sinister Serpent. I go ahead and set the Royal Decree, set the knock, set the Sinister Serpent. He gets Jar of Greed, sets the Sorkin defense, so he's playing around Mirror Force, which again, super smart thing to do. Why not? He just bonks me for another 24. And he sets one. I draw Spirit Reaper, which, you know, it is what it is. Did not get my Sinister Serpent back. Goofball ops. This is a dumb move. It doesn't matter, because he got the Jar of Greed. I play Royal Decree. He plays Solemn Judgment for no reason, just to absolutely style out on your boy. Unnecessary. And he gets knocks, and the game is over. You know, just like that, in and out. But again, there's a lot to take away from these games. Most importantly, being like the way I need to maximize my opportunity. Again, he's a better player. He had a better deck. He's better poised in these environments. He has way more tournament experience than I do. Looking, especially that first game, I don't think there's any combination of cards that I could have played to kind of make that outcome different than what it was. And that third game too, just the way that I drew, getting double Thunder Dragons in first hand and just going up against that meat grinder is just something that I need to figure out how to do. But there's always, you know, losers. This is a double elimination, so that's my first one. First loss against a very good player. It sucks. That's the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but you live. You live to fight another day.
But you live. You live to fight another day.
But that's all I have on that. But yeah, so that was this match. Tell me what you guys think. Make sure you come into the comments and have this. Please don't feel free to engage with me. I want engagement. I want some kind of dialogue in the comments, man, and tell me what you guys think and what you want to see done with these videos. I'm going to continue to make these videos about this tournament. I got a couple more rounds. I'm gonna knock that out. I'm going to go into the Patreon tournament. I also played in that. Again, did not go well for your boy. Spoiler alert, but there's a lot of things that we can take away from that as well. I'm going to continue to play as many tournaments as I can this year. Hopefully I can, you know, get something popping and maybe I can take one down. Maybe I won't, you know, it's very difficult to do. But I do want to say shout out to Carl Waite, dual book name Pro Waite. He's a very elite duelist. He was able to put together a wonderful executed tournament on this Patreon tournament that we did from the Go Format website. They put that on, and I entered that tournament. Again, didn't go well. It was the names were out there at that time. It was a very deep, talented tournament. A lot of players showed up to that one, and Carl Waite, Pro Waite, a dueling book name, he ended up taking that thing down. I don't know him personally, but I know he's a fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh player, and he's been crushing this thing for a long time. It was just so he is the first person to punch his ticket to the 2022 GOAT Format World Championship that's going to be taking place probably around the same time it took place this year, but next year, and he's probably gonna get an even higher seating. There's also a ton of names that you just know are going to be in there. They're going to punch their tickets eventually. So hopefully, you know, if things just line up, you know, there's always a broken clock is wrong twice a day. Maybe things will just fall in place for your boy and I could just get one, and we'll see. I don't know, but you know, I'm not holding my breath, but I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep training. I'm gonna keep doing everything I can to make this thing happen for myself, but we'll see. But until then, it's really important that you guys thanks for coming out and watching these videos. It keeps me motivated. If I can get, you know, 5 people to watch them, that's going to keep me making them and holding myself accountable and playing as much as I possibly can. Also, I want to continue to shout out, if you're not a part of any of these discords, there's a huge world that you know. There's a world you know, but there's another world beneath it. You know, this Go Format world. You know, so there's the Go Format Discord. There's the Genzo and Tonic Discord, formerly Genzo and Tonic. Now it's Go Format Europe. You know, there's Go Dungeon. There's Go everything. You know, so you can find it. There's a lot of people out there who are always willing to get some games up and play. You got the dueling book thing. Like I said, if you want to, maybe in one of my next videos, if you guys want, if someone needs to see a tutorial, if they want to see a JD style dueling book tutorial, I'll be more than happy to do that. And because I just want to get as many people playing this game as possible, because it's something that I truly enjoy doing. And hopefully, if you enjoy this game too, if you're passionate about it like I am, then you'll want to do it. But that's all I got. Thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's another long video, but if you want more longer videos, I know someone's reached out, hey, I like the longer videos, podcast style, GOAT format discussion kind of things. I will continue to do that. Again, it was a lot of fun making this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, share, comment, get into the thing. Again, one more time, OGs, shout out to the real ones, and we're gonna keep this thing rocking. Until next time, peace.
This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Go Format website. There's a great video that they released with the team Overdose. I believe it's Anthony Alvarado, Dale Bolito, and Kate Perovic. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names, but they're, again, S-rank duelists. They're all on the same team. I don't get another. Somebody please, if you're still watching this video, please go down to the comments and explain how the Yu-Gi-Oh team situation works. I don't understand how it works. They all have their own teams, Team Rampage, team. I don't get the teams. I don't know how it works. You know, please fill me in. I'm a noob to that team situation, but it seems like all the best players are on the same teams, and you know, they get some kind of draft in there. Freaking break those, monopolizing all the talent on the teams. I don't know. Take some draft picks or something and trade some team players. I don't know how the hell that thing works, but anyway, they have all these teams, and they kind of, you know, they're discussing like a lot of stuff. So I really listened to it, and they put out some good information about just different thought processes and stuff that I've never even considered, you know, in this game. Just trying to move to that level, get on that echelon, man. These guys are talking about it, so just get over there and check that out. It's really cool to see. If you know about how the GOAT Yu-Gi-Oh dueling teams work, please fill your boy in. I'm interested in figuring that whole thing out. And